Now, Russia has launched one of its biggest attacks on Ukraine, killing at least 25 people in Ternopil, including 2 children. The Ukrainian president has said that Russia used more than 470 drones and 48 missiles in the attack. Now, multiple cities and towns have been hit from Ternopil and Kharkiv to Kiev, Lviv, Dnipro and Mykolaiv. The Russian attacks wreaked havoc across Ukraine, and the strikes have hit residential buildings, energy facilities, transport links and other civilian targets, leaving widespread damage. In Ternopil, many are feared to be trapped under the rubble, and according to the Ukrainian officials, at least over 100 people have been injured across several regions, including 17 children. And this was the moment when a man was pulled alive from the rubble in Ternopil.
As you can hear, the equipment ceased its operation. A moment of silence has been declared to be able to hear possible survivors under the rubble. Around 30 minutes ago, we made contact with a young person in their 20s. The rescuers keep constant contact with him.
My son is still in the apartment on the 9th floor. I talked to him before the explosions. That's it. He said, "Mom, everything will be fine. Don't worry." After this, I tried calling and couldn't reach him. I know nothing.
Now, the Russian attacks have come on a day when the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Turkey, where he met with the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And here too, Ukraine faced a bit of a setback as the US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff did not join the Ukrainian president for talks to push for negotiations for ending the war with Russia. The Kremlin had earlier confirmed that Russia would not be sending any representative for the talks. So as the assault is intensified, 2 top US Army officials made a rare unannounced wartime visit to Kiev, and according to Politico, the US Army Secretary Dan Driscoll and the Army Chief of the Staff General Randy George arrived for high-level talks with President Volodymyr Zelensky and the Ukrainian commanders. Axios further reported that the trip comes amidst reports that the Trump administration is quietly formulating a new plan to end the war, holding back-channel consultations with Russia. The Wall Street Journal says that Driscoll is also expected to meet with the Russian officials separately, part of a strategy to use military intermediaries after earlier diplomatic efforts had failed. The Kiev meetings are now expected to focus on Ukraine's battlefield needs, weapon supplies and options to restart the stalled peace talks. Now, the visit is highly unusual. Senior Trump officials have rarely traveled to Kiev since Trump took office, and most contact has been through third countries or virtual meetings. Now, this comes as NATO troops are running counter-drone drills in southeast Poland on Tuesday, as the Russian drones have repeatedly violated the airspace along the eastern flank. The forces from the United States, the United Kingdom, Romania and Poland trained in Novodiba to counter the surge in the low-cost Russian drones without draining the high-end missile stocks. The focus is on rapid interceptor drone launches from the mobile platforms, a cheaper way to stop Moscow's growing wave of incursions as Russia has ramped up its mass drone production. All right, now joining us on the broadcast, we've got Mr. John Rosamondo, who's the president of Viking Research Associates, geostrategist and also an expert on national security. He's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Mr. Rosamondo, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Now, what do you make of these reports that Donald Trump at this moment is holding back-channel talks with Russia to try and bring about some kind of an agreement similar to what he had brought about in the Gaza Strip, a 28-point peace plan as it is being floated. Is this something that the American president is very keen on getting a deal done, whether he has the Ukrainians on his side or not?
Well, President Trump is very keen about getting peace. He said that on the campaign. He's done that throughout his entire term. But the biggest problem we face is the ideological intransigence of the Russians. I mean, they have no interest in disengaging. We throw wonder weapons like tomahawks and other missiles at the Russians, but they're not going to back down. I think that's the biggest problem, and the Ukrainians aren't going to give up the territory. I mean, we were close to having an agreement back in June that would have given up the territory currently controlled by Russia, but it was no deal on the other side.
And also the fact that, there is now a concerted effort to come up with some kind of a drone wall, where Lithuania and Poland have come up with this effort in order to try and stop some of these Russian drones that are veering onto their territory. Do you think it is realistic for Europe to construct what is being talked about as a drone wall to stave off the Russian drone assaults?
Well, I think that, drones have changed the nature of warfare. I mean, instead of sending like $7 million missile or whatever to shoot them down, they need to be focusing on more tactical solutions like energy weapons to neutralize the drones. I mean, you have companies all over the U.S. and Europe that are building anti-drone defenses, and considering that's the way the Russians want to fight, they have to prepare.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Rosmondo, for joining us with that perspective there.
Thank you.